Keep Right with Ralph K. Ginorio. The Swamp Strikes Back. When a Roman general won a notable victory, the Senate and people of Rome granted him a triumph. This unique victory parade involved the entire population of Rome acclaiming the victor. The temples would empty and the streets would fill. First, the legionaries who fought paraded, followed by the enslaved barbarian prisoners of war. These were followed by treasure wagons containing booty from the conquest. After this was the barbarian monarch drugged and in chains as he was marched on his way to be sacrificed to the gods of Roman victory. Finally, the triumphal general was driven in a white chariot, pulled by white horses. Adorned in the laurel leaf crown of victory, he was hailed as if he were an Olympian god. Standing next to him in that chariot was a slave who whispered a message repeatedly in his ear. Remember, thou art mortal. All glory is fleeting. See, the slave got it right where I didn't. Remember, thou art mortal. All glory is fleeting. This was to keep the general, even in the midst of his special day, grounded in reality. Hubris invites nemesis. People who are too proud and vainglorious in good times invite retribution to balance the scales. Nemesis balances all accounts. Fellow conservatives, we have basked for just over a third of a year in the afterglow of Trump's electoral victory because his victory is our victory. We have seen our principles redeemed by the electorate and the beginning of their enactment by the second Trump administration. Our president has boldly and bluntly asserted his commitment to make America great again. His initial efforts to restore recognition of only two genders, the exposure of financial corruption by Doge, restored fair trade, restored free speech, and that our allies pay a greater share for their own defense, have all been successful. We have at least I have even taken a shameful joy in Trump's tweaking of foreign leaders like Trudeau, Macron, Starmer, Schultz, and even Zelensky. Panama and Greenland are on notice that our security needs will be met come what may. What wonders we now witness at the dawn of this long-hoped-for golden age. However, our enemies, both foreign and domestic, have not as yet been fundamentally discredited. Within the United States, the Democrat Party has not as yet found a way to appear trustworthy and moderate while being in reality a revolutionary movement dedicated to the displacement of the Judeo-Christian West with a new secular utopia of their own design. Not yet. Inevitably, the Democrats or their successors will repackage their version of communism into a new and more palatable form with new nomenclature, symbols, and rhetoric. Then once more, they will challenge the Western way of life with a new guiding principle of central governance, produced social justice for all. All too soon, the left's recriminations against anyone espousing traditional values as being racist, sexist, homophobic bigots will resume. This moment of our victory and of our opponent's confusion is only temporary. It cannot last. Already, courts at all levels, staffed by activist judges, are moving heaven and earth to grind Trump's reforms to a halt. Even the much-vaunted conservative majority on the United States Supreme Court is undermined repeatedly by a faction of rhino moderates, led by the Chief Justice, John Roberts. Leftist federal, state, and local judges will continue to contort the law to stall Trump's agenda in hopes that they can outwait this moment and restore their corrupt status quo after the next election or the next election or the next. Even more than the courts, progressives are counting on our return to somnolence when Americans' attentions have wandered from politics and government to many other things. Will we cooperate with their expectations that we are too lazy and distractible to safeguard our own freedoms? Will their contempt of our capacity to be engaged, resolved, and wise be justified? Will we let down our last best hope to restore a recognizable and functional American republic? Remember, conservatives, we are mortal, all glory is fleeting. Hubris invites nemesis. Going back to sleep ensures that our would-be masters will succeed. Stay awake, remain engaged, or else the swamp will certainly strike back. Thank you.